Hi everyone, Sherman Chin here, and today I'm going to talk about Qualcomm Snapdragon for laptop processors, as well as why Microsoft is betting on the wrong horse. So basically, I personally think that Microsoft and Qualcomm both suck. Okay, so let's
While
just
both
listen to this.
Snapdragon-powered devices did offer longer battery runtimes, the difference wasn't night and day, and it also wasn't a universal situation. Adding insult to injury, AMD is also making really good CPUs, and Intel launched Lunar Lake later in 2024. And while it did have to sacrifice some CPU grunt, with a class-leading built-in GPU and impressive improvements in overall efficiency, the competition was very much alive. But why am I telling you this? Well, we got our hands on the Surface Pro and the Surface Laptop 7 50-inch.
So what you can see here is that when Qualcomm launched their Snapdragon laptops, Microsoft was pushing it like crazy. The problem is Intel also launched Lunar Lake, which gave the Qualcomm Snapdragon X Elite a very good competition. So Intel Lunar Lake uses a very little power, but its graphical processing power is so much more stronger than than Qualcomm's Qualcomm's Snapdragon. So, yeah, sorry, lost my thought there. The thing is that what I can tell you is that Intel Lunar Lake is a much better computer, but the problem is Microsoft, okay, is forcing individual users not to be able to buy that, because if you go out to the shops, you see that for individual users, for individual consumers, you are forced to buy the Qualcomm Snapdragon X Elite version. Okay, you go to the shop, you see all of them there, and they are for the Surface laptop, especially Microsoft's own brand. They only allow business consumers to buy the Intel Lunar Lake version, which is very annoying. Of course, you can buy the other brands, but they are also trying to push Qualcomm right now. So of course, the other brands are actually slowly seeing that it's not worth it to push Qualcomm anymore. Okay.
While the Snapdragon variant was available with a 5G module as an added option, you will have to rely on Wi-Fi for the Intel competition. For the Surface laptop, the USB-C.
Okay, so even though that this Surface uses the 5G of the Qualcomm processor, like I mentioned, this is for businesses, right? And you will notice that only business laptops utilize the Qualcomm's modem, which was the main thing I was talking about in my previous videos. It has the 5G modem and it will allow you to connect to the internet, but this is not available on consumer-based products, for consumer-based laptops that uses the Qualcomm Snapdragon X Elite, and I have no idea why, because that's the main benefit and that's why I wanted to buy it the last time. But since they only allow that on the business range of laptops, I don't see the point anymore. So Qualcomm really sucks, and Microsoft along with it. Okay.
These get the same Thunderbolt 4 treatment, and the larger yet still incredibly sleek laptop also has.
Okay, let's just skip forward to about 3 minutes in. Yeah.
Out of reach for anything running Windows. System performance, which we measured with Crossmark in this case, shows a bigger delta between the Intel and Snapdragon models, which could already be a sign of the performance differences when it comes to the integrated GPUs. However, in all fairness, this will hardly be something you would really feel in the most common everyday use case scenarios like surfing the web or doing some light productivity. This changes somewhat drastically should you do anything that is GPU accelerated, and this holds true both for raw graphics grunt and general compatibility. In our synthetic test, the Lunar Lake options basically mopped the floor with the competition, especially anything with Qualcomm's Adreno.
So as you can see from the video here, Intel Lunar Lake mops the floor with anything graphic related, gaming related, video editing, those things that I personally do, right? I play games, I do video editing, and these are the things that I care about, and they're not available on the Qualcomm Snapdragon X Elite laptops. Okay, and those laptops are only good for like surfing the web, doing like productivity tasks. Then if that's the case, I might as well buy a Chromebook or buy an Apple MacBook, which is totally worth it to me if I'm just doing that. But I want to play games, and that's what Windows is known for. And Microsoft dropped the mic here because Microsoft is the one, drop the ball here, because they are the ones that are supposed to be promoting games, and that's what Windows is good for, games. All right, I go through all the trouble to use Windows, which is so annoying, and every time it just asks me to, it doesn't even ask me to update, it just updates itself and makes my computer slower all the time. I go through that process because I want to play games, okay? But sometimes it just makes my game slower, it makes my video viewing slower. I don't know what's wrong with the codec. These are the annoyances of Microsoft. And now they want to annoy me further by using Qualcomm Snapdragon X Elite and by pushing that lousy processor on the laptop. So until Qualcomm improves on it, I personally would not buy a Qualcomm Snapdragon X Elite or the X Elite Plus or whatever they're calling it right now. If I see Qualcomm, just not buying it until they improve on it, and I'll do another video like this again if they do. So if you do like videos like this, please do like, subscribe, and click the notifications bell, and support this channel by buying nice from thomas2s.com.my with my link down below, and you'll get a discount as well as a discount code from NordVPN. Alright, thank you so much guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.